Guys, I want you to know I'm worth around $328 an hour. Well, at least that's what the average American think I'm worth. So the survey asked thousands of Americans in different generation, how much is their time worth? How much do they think they should get paid for their spare time per hour? The results are kind of surprising. It's actually very surprising, the amount that they're asking for. And in this video, I'll break down from the least to the most. When asked during a survey, the average American think their spare time is worth $240 an hour. For me to explain why, let's take a walk outside. It is a beautiful spring day in Chicago. We're looking at low 70s today. As you can see, there's people hanging out with their kids, sitting around the park, people just enjoying their lunch. I get it. I see why people think their time is worth so much more. So the generation that came with the least amount of money for their time was the boomers. They value their time at $137.19 an hour. Kinda makes sense compared to the rest because they're living in a generation after World War II. So their generation where prices and everything was a little bit lower. They don't factor in the inflation. And the reason I say inflation is huge is recently I was at Barnes & Noble's for a meeting with some of my business partners, right? You know how much a magazine costs nowadays at Barnes & Noble? And I'm gonna sound old, right? Because I'm a millennial. But I'm gonna tell you right now, a magazine, one of the magazines we saw was $25.99. When I was a kid, a magazine that was $6.99 or $5.99 was expensive. Not even a kid, that was when I was in college. And I thought that was expensive. A hardcover book, Jurassic Park, hardcover, went for $35. A hardcover book used to be like $7.99. Paperbacks were going for like $15.99. Those used to be $3.99 if I remember correctly. Anyways, this rambling on, my point is, I think the boomers are kind of stuck in a time trap where they think money is worth a certain thing for a certain time. It's not. Above baby boomers were Generation X. They value their time at $215 an hour. So you can start seeing the trend here. As the generation are getting older, you would assume that they would want more and more money, but you're wrong. Gen Z, which is the youngest generation now, these are the youngest people in the workforce, right? The people that just graduated college. They stated an hour of their time is worth $266. You know who's crazy high? My generation, the millennials. We're asking for $328 an hour. And that's just the average of the millennials. A quarter of it, 25% of the millennials survey say their time is worth more than $500 an hour. Holy cow, I've been undervaluing my services to all these companies I'm working for. That's insane. And there's kind of a reason for that. As you saw outside, when I was outside, it is the middle of the day, Thursday, middle of the day, beautiful Chicago summer weather. And there's people outside. And that to a millennial is worth more than anything. That time to spend to themselves. To explain, you have to understand what the millennials went through. We went through the housing market crash in 2008 when we got out of college and we couldn't find jobs because of that. We went through a generation of changes in thinking business where layoffs were normal because you had to please the shareholders, because you have to keep increasing your earnings every year. So you could see why the millennials said their time is more valuable than anything. Their spare time is worth $328 an hour. And that's why you guys are watching my channel. Almost 100% of my audience on YouTube that are watching my channels are millennials. And there's a reason that YouTube is recommending my channel to you guys. And there's a reason you're watching me. There's a reason I'm doing what I'm doing. We're all trying to start a business because we want time back. And it's so crazy. And we're not the only crazy one thinking about this. There's thousands of us that are thinking this way. So hey, screw it. Let's just keep going. Let's get our time back. That's how much our time is worth. Our time is worth $500 an hour. That's what I'm gonna be part of that 25 percentile that say my time is worth more than $500 now, which is crazy because you know how much I was charging? I was charging a lot less for my consultant services. All right, what do you guys think? How much do you think your spare time is worth? Let me know in the comments. Oh, I'll link the article down in the description below. See you guys in the next video.